In this video, I want to talk to you about how to speed up the growth of your company. Everybody wants to grow their company quickly. They want to make more money. You want to get there faster. And there's one way that you can do it. So we're going to dive into that in this video. My name is Eric Barstow. I'm the founder of Painting Business Pro, where I've coached thousands of painting contractors to build their business, hundreds of painting contractors to build a 8-figure, 7-figure business, multi-million dollar business. And I also co-own National Painting Group, where we have a portfolio of painting companies that'll do over $23 million this year and growing fast. So I've been doing this forever. And in this video, we'll talk about how to speed up your growth. There's a few things that we're going to go through. This is going to be a short one. We're going to look at first the theory of constraints. We're going to look at the rate of growth is the rate of solving problems, and the rate of solving problems is increasing resources to those problems. So let's look at the first most important thing to understand, which is how your business grows by solving the next most important constraint in your business. I've recently done a lot of videos about this, but there's only ever one most important thing for you to focus on in your business. And the theory of constraints says that there is always one part of your business that is constraining the growth of the business. So for example, if I said, hey, if I could just give you 8 estimates a week, could you handle it? And you might say, yes, I could. And I say, okay, great. Then marketing is the bottleneck in your business. And I'm like, so you should just do more marketing. And then you say, well, I can't do more marketing because I don't have any money to spend on marketing. Say, oh, okay, so profitability is the problem in your business. You need to raise prices so you have more money. Say, oh, I can't raise prices because if I raise prices, I won't win the jobs. I'm like, well, then sales is the problem in your business. And so we've got to think all the way back to say, hey, what is the biggest constraint in your business? And we have to solve that. So if we could solve sales in your business, so you get better at sales, so you can charge more money, all of a sudden you're winning just as many jobs, but you've got more money in your pocket. With that more money, you can spend on marketing, and now you're doing even more estimates. And so now your business grows even further. You might double your business all of a sudden. But now you're going to have the next constraint, which is like, shoot, I don't have good, reliable crews. I can't do all these estimates because I'm too busy babysitting all these crews. I'm like, well, then the new constraint is you don't know how to find good people. So the big idea here is that there is always a constraint, a primary constraint in your business, and your job is to find it and then solve it. So, and when you solve that next constraint, the business grows. That's how it works. There's one thing to be focused on. That's the thing to focus on. All right, so then the next main point is the rate of growth of your business is the rate of solving problems or solving constraints. So if the main constraint in your business is marketing, well, that's going to continue to constrain the growth of the business until you solve it. If you solve that in one day, you're on to the next constraint. The business grows as a result of loosening that constraint, and the business grows. If it takes you a year, then a year later you move on to the next thing. So how quickly your business grows it depends upon how quickly you can solve the next problem. So then the real question you want to ask yourself is, how can I solve problems faster? Well, in my eyes, there's one really simple answer to that. You dedicate more resources to solving that constraint. And there's basically 2 resources you have at your disposal. You have your own time and energy, and you have money. And those are the 2 resources you dedicate to solving the next constraint. And the implications are absolutely massive when you do this. So almost universally, I think people underinvest money and underinvest their time and energy in solving the next constraint in their business. I know that because I made that mistake too, and I coach a lot of people, and almost everyone is making that mistake. They don't know what the constraint is, or they're not dedicating enough resources, time, energy, and finances to solving that next constraint. But it has huge implications. So I want to show you a couple examples. All right, so to keep this video simple, I'm not going to go through every single constraint, because the truth is in your business, you are going to have constraint after constraint after constraint. First, I don't have enough leads and estimates. Then I don't have high enough prices. Then I need to improve my sales. Then I can't find good help. And we could go through the economics on every single one of those. But the reality is that when you solve all these constraints, over time, you're going to build a $750,000, million, $2 million business where you're making $400,000 a year. $400,000 a year in cash flow and income is a huge amount of money. I mean, how many houses would you have to buy if you were in another business? How many stocks do you have to get with dividends to get that kind of increase in cash flow and income? by making investments. But what we're doing in our painting company and as an entrepreneur is we're making investments, but instead of investing in the stocks, instead of investing in crypto, instead of investing in real estate, we're investing into solving the next problem in our business that massively increases cash flow. And you can get way bigger returns investing your time, energy, and money into your business than any other investment vehicle in the world, and it's not even close. So let's take the case that the biggest constraint in your business is you've got to improve your sales rate, because we're looking at it, we say, hey, your marketing isn't efficient enough. We can't grow the business enough until we just improve sales. The sales rate's too low. So we're going to pretend sales is the constraint we're solving. Let's see, what is it worth to you to solve this problem? So let's just assume that the before picture is you're doing 6 estimates a week. That's 300,000. Let's assume you're doing 6 estimates a week. That's 300 estimates per year, with a $5,000 job size, and let's say your gross profit's terrible and it's only 35%. The reality is that your gross profit margin is probably higher than that, so we're just gonna take this as a worst case scenario to show you how valuable it will be even if your gross profit sucks. So let's say that sales is the constraint and you increase your sales rate by 10%. That's the goal. We wanna increase sales from 35% to 45%. Very easy to do, by the way. Like all the time we increase sales rates by more than that with people. So that means on 300 estimates, you're gonna add 30 jobs in a year because you're gonna win 10% more. That's 150,000 in sales. At a 35% gross profit margin, you would be adding $52,000 in profit. There's no additional expenses on that. You already had the leads, you already had the estimates, the overhead doesn't change. You add $52,000 in profit to your business by increasing your sales rate by 10%. That's it. How much are you willing to pay to get $52,000? How much are you willing to invest in coaches or training or seminars or events or courses? How much of your time and energy is it worth investing into developing the skills needed to get 10% higher sales rate and a $52,000 profit this year? By the way, once you've made that investment and you are just better at sales, it's not just $52,000 this year, it's $52,000 this year, and next year, and the next year, and the next year. And that's only if you do 300 estimates a year. If it was 600 estimates a year, it's worth $100,000 to you. So almost universally, people massively underinvest in themselves in solving the constraints in their business. People are way too cheap. I mean, how much would you have to invest in a stock to get that kind of return? To get $50,000 in increased cash flow to you in 1 year? How much do you have to invest? It's hundreds of thousands of dollars, but then people won't go and invest $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 or $50,000 into their business. So at our company, like I'm practicing what I preach here, we've invested over $300,000 into solving the big constraints in our business this year, which sounds like a lot of money until you realize it's a $25 million portfolio of companies. So it's really like 1%. So if you're doing $500,000 a year, like you should be investing, because these investments will pay off huge. Because now, not only did I invest 10 grand or 20 grand or whatever to make 52, so I got my money back and made 30 grand. I now have 52,000 next year that I can use to invest in solving the next problem and the next one and the next one. So this is how you grow your business faster, is you solve problems faster. And how you solve problems faster, the fastest way to solve problems is go find someone who has already solved that problem. Like that's what we have done, is we have already solved all the problems to scaling a multi-million-dollar company, and it took us a long time to solve those problems. We can help you with that. And there's a lot of other people who can help you with a lot of other problems. I can't solve every problem in the world. I can solve problems from $0 to $2.5 million a year for you in your painting company. And in any other business you're in, like this is how you speed up growth, is you solve your problems faster. And the fastest way to solve problems is find someone who's already solved them and pay them to help you solve it, because you will get enormous returns. So I think almost it's a little bit of a rant, because I just see, like, if you don't start investing in yourself and your business and coaches and consultants, you are going to lose and get crushed by people who do.